I'm Chef Michael Montgomery from the Culinary School of the Rockies in Boulder. Today in this video, we are going to talk about basic egg cookery. So I'm going to walk you through a few things, a few very basic ways that I know a lot of you like to cook your eggs. First and foremost, I want to show you or talk you through the method of hard-boiling eggs. I've heard so much debate on this topic. I would like to show you the simplest way to do it. It's foolproof. It will work. I will first and foremost for hard boiling put, I want to hard boil 4 eggs, keep a few in my refrigerator for the week. Put your eggs in the pan first. There's nothing else in here. Dry. I'm then going to take this to the faucet and fill it with water. Make sure you're giving your eggs probably enough water to do a little swim, probably 2 to 1. That 2 to 1 was the ratio of water to egg. I just want to give myself plenty of water around these eggs. Take it over the flame or your heating element, high flame, and we want to actually see a rolling boil in this case. I'm not using a lid because I want to pay attention to what's going on in the saucepan. I want to make sure my heat is on high. I want to see a rolling boil. Once that happens, I'm going to turn the flame off. I'm going to put a lid on, and you need a trusty timer. So have a stopwatch, look at the wall clock, and set your timer for 10 minutes. This will stay covered off the heat for 10 minutes. At that time, when the timer goes off, take it to the sink, run cold water over the eggs. That's going to stop the cooking process. Let them sit in some cold water for a while. When you pick the egg up, it should feel nice and cold before you even begin or attempt the peeling process. I'm going to let this go. Look for a rolling boil. When it gets to that point, I'll identify it for you so you know it's time to put the lid on, heat off, timer on. So it's been about 10 minutes. I can hear that we have some boiling action going on below. My water is rapidly boiling for these hard-boiled eggs. I'm going to turn off the heat. I'm going to throw a lid on, and I'm going to set my timer. 10 minutes will give you a perfectly hard-cooked egg. If you don't live in Boulder, Colorado, if you live closer to sea level, you want to take some time off of that 10-minute sitting time. Water is boiling at a higher temperature, so your eggs don't need quite as much time sitting in the water. If you're closer to either coast, 8 minutes is going to give you the perfect hard-boiled egg. Set your timer in 8 to 10 minutes. 10 minutes for us. I'm going to take the lid off. I'm going to run cold water over the eggs to quickly stop the cooking process. I usually let them sit in some cold water, and then they're ready for peeling. Next, I'm going to simply show you how to fry an egg. There are several different names for this type of egg. Fried egg, common, Overeasy, sunny side up. It's all generally the same thing. What will differ is if we're going to flip the egg, that's called an Overeasy. If we're going to simply baste the egg with fat or butter, that's called a sunny side up egg. I'm going to show you an Overeasy because that's where people start to panic when the whole flipping thing comes into play. Hopefully I will show you a way to flip the egg and not break the yolk. The whole point of an Overeasy egg is to serve it with the yolk still intact. So when you cut down through it, you have a nice liquid coming out of the yolk. I'm using a small Teflon coated pan. I have this over a medium flame, so I'm preheating the pan only over medium. Don't really need to go hotter than that for any type of egg cookery. You're going to start forming a skin. That skin, probably just from high heat or a little extra color, a lot of people find undesirable because it's going to give you sort of a tough texture on your egg. Your egg should be nice and tender. I'm using whole butter in this case. I'm not worried about my butter burning because, like I said, my pan is only over medium heat. If it were high heat, you may want to think about clarifying your butter or using a little butter-oil combination so you don't burn those butter solids. My fat is now hot. I'm going to crack my egg right into the pan. If you do not trust your egg cracking skills, crack into something else and then slide it into the pan. For an Overeasy, I usually crack right into the pan. It's unfortunate if the yolk is broken. If that's the case, I just turn it into an omelet. With all eggs, you want to season them as they're cooking. It gives the salt a chance to dissolve. So I hit it with some salt. I'm going to use black pepper. You don't have to necessarily use black pepper. You could use white if you're opposed to the black speck. Doesn't bother me. All I'm doing in this case remember this is going to be an Overeasy egg, is I am just pushing that thin egg white that I talked about up closer, just making it a little more even as far as being round, a little more attractive as presentation. I want to make sure that I have movement in my pan. I don't want an egg sticking. I'm not going to be able to turn it at that point. I've got nice movement, and I'll even sometimes just move my eggs around so they don't get any dark spots or hot spots. What I look for before I turn the egg is I want most of that egg white to actually become white. It's no longer transparent, or it's almost no longer transparent. It's telling me it's time to flip it. I do not want to overcook the yolk at this point. When you flip your egg, I'm going to rely on this pan to do the job for me. So I'm simply lifting the pan away from the cooktop. I'm allowing the pan to tilt, and I'm going to let the egg slide the whole way to one corner, and it's just a gentle up over. That was not a very gentle, that's kind of a little bit of height there. I didn't break the yolk though. I'm surprised. This is only going to be here for maybe 10 to 15 seconds just to continue cooking that white. I need to flip it again and then back onto the plate. So once again, slide the egg to the corner of the pan and just a light up and over, and then right out onto your plate. I now have an egg white that's fully cooked, and I can break into the yolk, and I've got a nice liquid yolk remaining. If you prefer more of an over medium, over hard egg, flip it over and allow the yolk to start setting up a little bit longer than I have here. Simple, fried, or Overeasy egg. What we'll move to next is a very basic omelet.